Musical artist, MC and social activist Gabriel Mapiano Mogashoa is demonstrating a very strong commitment to addressing social issues through his performances. He's committed to raising awareness about social problems such as drug abuse, gender-based violence, femicide, and the importance of responsible alcohol consumption. He joins us now to tell us more. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika, and thank you so much for joining us, Gab.
Good morning, Masechaba. Thank you for having me on the show.
Good morning. Yeah. First and foremost, just for our viewers to get to know a little bit about you as a musician, when did the music bug bite?
Look, man, I grew up in a very, musical family. Grew up in a church kind of setup, so I started playing instruments from a very young age. So the music bug hit quite very early in my career. And moving forward on, obviously got more involved in the media space. And I guess that's where the whole MC thing came about. Then radio came about. Then I just got hooked up in the entertainment industry, and I've been there ever since. And I'm glad to be here because, it's what it was from then, and I'm here now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so tell me about the first body of work that you released.
I think I've been doing a lot of features for a lot of people. I'm currently right now busy with my first EP that I'm going to be dropping at the end of this month. With Genderbased Entertainment. So it's been a long due release because I've been working with a lot of other musicians and haven't really decided to put anything, my own product out. So I decided it's about time that I actually have something laid down, and the end of this month we should be having the EP released on all social media platforms, and I really can't wait for that as well.
And what can we expect from your upcoming EP? Look,
man, it's going to be a mixture of, I think it's titled more Gospel Meets House. So we're going to be having more of live instrumental features on the EP, and I'll be featuring a lot of people I've worked with before. So it's going to be very interesting. But it's going to be a nice, overall, smooth, gospel, soulish, meets your house rhythm and your beat-up rhythm as well.
Yeah, I would have thought you would have also added a Mapiano. Where did the name Mapiano come from?
Yeah, well, look, in 2009, when I was studying at the State Theatre in Pretoria, there was a guy called Ngobi. There was a group that was with Galawa Jasmine, right? And he was called Piano, right? So now as time went on, because what we do is that I'd play the piano with a DJ. So I'd improvise and the DJ plays. So there was always this confusion of who's the real Mapiano, And then we decided to Gab should be just Gab Mapiano, and then Mapiano will remain Mapiano. So that's where the name Gab Mapiano originated from.
And you're quite passionate about social issues such as gender-based violence and encouraging young people to manage their alcohol consumption. Why is that?
Look, personally for me, I've lost a couple of close people due to some of these factors, And it's always really heartbreaking, especially when one comes back from an event, for example. Because our events, they end very early in the morning, especially festivals, because I do a lot of that, stadium status. So you come back and you're driving across, or you're driving back from an event, you find, carnage on the road. So you're always asking yourself, are these people from the event that I was emceeing at, or are these people just randomly driving around? So that's one of the reasons why I'd get inspired to be whenever I'm on stage all the time, to address that people understand that they need to be responsible and have what we call #harmless entertainment, So it's really a passion that I have and a prerogative that I feel I should put out all the time. I have a chance to stand in front of people and just talk about these issues, and also just remind them that, let's be the best people we can be, you know what I mean? Because that's what we are called to be, and that's what I believe that we should ultimately be doing as a society in general.
And young people are more likely to listen to another young person that they can relate to. Do you think the messages are landing?
Look, I think for people that have been to most of my shows, as I said, I've done a couple of shows recently, the Durban July as well, I make it a point that in between my sets, I'd rather sing a gospel song. And when it's the wee hours of the morning, people are having their groove on, and you just come up with a gospel song and sing along. I feel like the message does land because people get to simmer a bit and they get to wait a minute. Are we going to have a gospel song just in the middle of a big piano performance?
Right.
And then that little space of time that I have, I then talk about these things. Sometimes I don't prepare, sometimes I don't script it, but I just feel like it always grace that it happens that you have the chance to talk about certain issues that are affecting society as a whole.
And another issue, major issue affecting society as a whole is gender-based violence, which we have one of the highest rates in the world, which is quite astonishing. How do you think we can best address this issue? Because we see it amongst us. You see it around you. you know, there have been so many initiatives and programs to try and tackle the issue of GBV, from walks and campaigns, but it continues.
True. I think there's a lot of, as you say, there's a lot of programs that are out there. But I've once emphasized that we need to really just understand the boy-child initiative, you know. As much as there's so many programs that are happening out there, it's one program that I feel, especially throughout this year, it's what something we want to roll out. For example, the Department of Sports and Arts and Culture in our province, it's a call that we've been making that, look, can we just have programs before we have shows, right? Where we get to talk to these boy-child and make them understand, like, what's the importance of being very responsible and being protective of the women around them, be it their parents, be it their mothers, be it their sisters,
or even
siblings.
their grandmothers. I mean, we've recently seen the story of Uluvo, who was caught on camera beating an elderly 82-year-old woman, his own grandmother.
Imagine. So I feel like those kind of conversations, if they held one-on-one, I think it would be more effective than just having a classroom full of boys and then having one person try and lecture them. You know, I feel like we should take more time to actually just have a one-on-one conversation with them. Some of them look up to us, you know. So if they look up to us, or if you find people or role models or social people that these kids look up to, if they could have a chance to talk to them on a one-on-one basis, I think it would hit home more than just having the word spread out there. And that's something that we really pursuing. Like with the Shine Brights Academy as well, we're really trying to get kids and to unearth talent. We're having these programs that are going to be rolled out again throughout the end of the year. There's something we're going to be having called the Shine Bright Unearthing Young Talent Search. So we'll be going out to all of these different districts in our province, not just to unearth talent, but to have an opportunity to have a one-on-one with them, to talk about these social ills, and just try and make them understand that you can be a better person without having to be violent, you know what I mean? And using their talents to make them a better person and better people in society, also to then protect you know, the people around them. And as we said, I mean, from your siblings, your grandmother, your mother, but just being a very responsible young man growing up and just being the best that you can be in this beautiful country of ours.
And you're not just passionate about these issues, but you literally have put your money where your mouth is. Because I believe, I'm not sure if it was the year 2019, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, you donated an entire building to a school. Tell me about that.
Yeah, look, it's been programs we've been putting along throughout the years, you know. And I think with some of us, we don't really want to be credited for it, you know. We don't want to put in the tabloids. And I just feel like if it's something that God has called you to do it, you know. Because we've been having this argument that when people are giving, they like to be seen, you know.
Yeah.
Well, some say it's for purpose of documentation, but I feel like for us, it's doing it off the record, you know what I mean? There's schools that we've been donating to, there's orphanages that we've been trying to engage with. We've been having a program as well where we've been teaching kids how to read and write music in Mankweng as well. So we'd go down to public schools, primary schools, and we'd reach out to the schools and like, look, listen, can we please teach these kids how to read and write? Because they don't have those programs in their schools as to private schools where you have music as a subject, you know what I mean? So we go down to the public schools and say, look, we're willing to offer these kids a chance to be able to learn how to read and write music. For an example, there's a school, primary school called Dukulobe Primary School. They actually came out third in the provincial school music tournament or something like that. So because of that collaboration between just individuals that are willing to put in their time and their mouth where their money is and teach these kids how to read. So it's becoming, look, as I said, man, we're doing it out of love. And I feel like, you know, with time, if corporate jumps in, if the state jumps in, we can make this thing a bigger program to help these kids become better than, become better people.
As better as they could be. And the school in question that I was referencing, so viewers know, and it's quite noble of you, by the way, that you're not doing this, you know, for show, but it's good to celebrate and also to inspire others to follow suit. The Happy Kids Christian Preschool and Creche, the school is in Mankweng in Unit C. I saw a picture, and I'm happy that the Citizen newspaper came to come and cover that story. So what is your message for the youth, the young people?
Look, I believe that we all have a calling, you know, and I believe that for us to be born, for God to allow us to still be here, is because of a particular reason. My call is simply that can young people find their calling, you know, take time to understand why you're here. And usually people would say, like, find something you love, find something that you do effortlessly, and then that should be something that you can actually follow to guide you to what you're destined here to be. Because now, it's very sad seeing a lot of young people just moving around, not really sure what they want to do. kids are going to varsity only because they want to be in varsity, but they're not really enrolling because of what they wanted to enroll. But now it's just because there's space or they couldn't qualify for something else. If you're in varsity and you know that this is not what you want to study, look, go back, take time, you still have time, and go pursue what you've always wanted to pursue. Because it's going to make life easy for you, you know what I mean? Going to work won't be going to work, it'll be just another day in the office because it's something you love and something you're passionate about. So to all the young people out there, just my call, like, look, find out why, try to get a reason why you're here. Find it inside yourself, introspect yourself, understand why you've been called to this earth, and just be better and become the salt of the earth, as we'd say, you know, in our church, you know, services and all of that. So find yourself, find who you are, and just influence the world better and positively.
And where can people, when are you releasing first and foremost? Where can people find your music, and where can people find you?
People can find me on all social media platforms, Mr. Gab underscore Zere on Instagram, Mr. Gab Zere on Facebook, and on Twitter, Mr. Gab as well, and TikTok, Mr. Gab. And then I'm releasing, as I said, with Shine Bright Entertainment. It's a record label I recently signed with, and they're doing amazing work. State-of-the-art equipment studios in Polokwane. And for anybody who's out there who wants to come and be part of this journey, as I said, we're unearthing talent, and we're also rolling out and, you know, trying to also give a chance to other people that are trying to understand the music thing. So I'm releasing month end, so do check it out.
All right, Thank you so much, and thank you for your time.
Always my pleasure, Masechaba. Thank you for having me.
All right, that was Gabriel Gab Mapiano Mogashoa on Newzroom Afrika.